This is episode 4, Paul, rolling.
Welcome to another episode of I Survived, the Bible Edition. This is the show where each week we meet someone from the Bible who survived against incredible odds. Today we're pleased to have Paul join us as our guest. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Thank you.
Paul, welcome to I Survived, the Bible Edition.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. My given name was actually Saul. For a while, I thought my calling was to find all the people who spoke of Jesus as Lord and persecute them. I'm not proud of it, but I even approved of the stoning death of Stephen.
Wait a minute. Persecution, stoning death? This show is about surviving, not about killing, especially when it's done by one of our guests. Obviously, someone made a mistake when they invited you here. I'm afraid we're going to have to ask you to leave. Security!
No, I can explain what happened.
Explain? How in the world are you going to explain? That sounds pretty terrible.
Well, it was. I admit that it was, but honestly, I believed I was doing what God wanted me to do until Jesus appeared to me on the road to Damascus.
Jesus appeared to you? Wow, that must have been amazing.
It was amazing and terrifying. But he made me see the things I was doing were wrong. He changed me. He changed my heart. He changed my name. From now on, I became known as Paul. And instead of breathing out threats against the followers of Jesus, I became one of them. I devoted myself to preaching the good news that Jesus is the Son of God.
Well, that is good news. I was a bit worried there at the beginning when you started telling your story.
Understandably so.
So you're here to tell us about those people who survived because you weren't out there persecuting them anymore?
No. I'm here to tell you about all the things I survived.
That you survived?
Yes, being a disciple of Jesus isn't always easy. Sometimes people don't want to listen to you. Sometimes they even try to hurt you.
What happened to you?
Lots of things. I was thrown in prison. I was bitten by snakes. I was attacked by mobs of angry people. I was in an earthquake. I was put on trial. I was even in a shipwreck.
I think we have some footage of that shipwreck. Let's roll the film.
What happened?
What happened? Our ship ran aground in the storm. Now we're on an island. Don't you remember?
No!
It was intense. I warned them not to set sail from Crete, but the owner insisted. And we ran into a raging storm. And there was thunder! Thunder! And lightning struck everywhere! And there were these huge waves that came up and leapt over the boat. And in an effort to save ourselves, we threw everything overboard. We started throwing things overboard like this. We were going, get rid of all these things here. We had to do that, you see, because nothing would seem to help, though, as we tried to do that. Everyone thought that we were done for.
But we survived?
Of course we did. Look, you're here, right? Yes, indeed. On the 14th night, we were still being driven across the Adriatic Sea. Some tried to escape in lifeboats, but I knew only chance they had to survive was to stay in the ship. I encouraged everyone, eat and keep up their strength. When we were done eating, we threw the rest of the grain right here. We threw it overboard and said, go, be gone.
Why would we do that?
Well, to lighten the ship, of course, keep up with the story. Would you? Come on. Finally, when daylight came, we saw it. Land as far as the eye could see. It was lovely. It had a bay, nice sandy beach. So we decided to run the ship aground.
Run the ship aground? Why?
Why? Well, so we didn't sink in the depths of the storm. It was still raging on us. Of course, unfortunately, before we could make it to land, the bow of the ship struck a sandbar, and the stern was broken into pieces by the pounding surf. Well, those of us who could swim, we jumped overboard and made it to land, and the rest, they grabbed whatever they could find, the planks, the pieces of the ship. They floated ashore, and it was, ta-da, here we are.
Where are we?
I believe we're on the island of Malta.
So what now?
Well, now we hang out and wait to meet some nice people.
You must have been terrified during that shipwreck.
It was pretty scary. But an angel from God appeared to me and told me not to be afraid, that myself, along with all who sailed with me, would survive.
I'm sure that was a relief. Were the people on Malta really nice to you?
Oh, yes, they were very kind. They welcomed us and fed us. They even invited us into their homes. There, through me, God healed many who were sick on the island.
How long were you there?
We were there for about 3 months.
Wow, where did you go after that?
Oh, well, we sailed for Rome. You see, the whole reason God made sure I survived that shipwreck was so that I could stand trial before Caesar.
Stand trial? That doesn't sound so good.
Oh, actually, it gave me the opportunity to talk to a lot of people about Jesus. For 2 years, they came to me to listen to what I had to say. I was able to boldly proclaim the kingdom of God without hindrance. Because of that, many came to believe.
Well, Paul, I have to say, your story sure is an interesting one. You've been through quite a lot.
I have to admit, I have been. But I survived it all. God had great plans for me, even though I didn't understand at first.
Well, unfortunately, our time is just about up. Thank you for being here today and telling us how you survived in so many life-threatening circumstances.
All because of God's plan.
And thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in soon for another episode of I Survived, the Bible edition, to hear more amazing stories of survival. You never know who you'll meet next.
Hey, can I interest you in a tent?